Viewer discretion is advised.
Whoops. I forgot my place for a second there. My apologies, guys. Guys, happy Thursday. You're listening and or watching Ponecast. This is episode 249. We are for I'm going to probably say a week or so, maybe 2, maybe 3. I don't really know. But we are dangerously close to patch 8.2, which is one of the things we're going to be talking about tonight. We are without Secret. I think Secret is really like in someone's basement and or closet, and it's not really him chatting with us because we haven't seen him in forever. So yeah, but it's all right. Envy and I can hold down the fort. We're independent women. We don't need they can't hear you, but we don't need no man. With that being said, we have a lot to talk about, actually, including all the 8.2 stuff. We're going to go over the 6v6 madness that occurred, which I'm really excited about because they were actually really good games. And we have that and much, much more, so make sure you guys stay right here.
In 2014, a crack commando unit was banned from trade chat for comments they didn't make. These men and women promptly escaped from the Stormwind stockades to the Iron Forge underground. Today, still hunted by the trolls of trade chat, they survive as soldiers of fortune. If you have a problem, if no one else can help, and if you can find them, then maybe you can hire the Ponecast. Leader and brains of the operation, it's Belle.
I want tacos so bad.
Betrayer of the priestly order and huntard extraordinaire, it's Remedies.
Then how did you eat it in the first place?
With the Ponecast team assembled, let the battle for Azshara begin.
Got it right that time. Welcome back. If you're new to Ponecast, my name is Belle, and I apologize because it's just Envy and I. There's no one here to really, like, corral the crazy. It's
crazy from who?
Well, crazy from me.
Yeah, I think you were pretty tame.
So I just realized that when I click off of XSplit, it does a weird thing with our video, and I think it's because I forgot to open it as administrator.
Yes, it is.
But I did bring a single writer of Rohan with me. I did bring Envy, as always. Consistent as gravity, my friend. Welcome, Envy.
Thank you.
Tell us of your worldly travels this week.
All right, so the wife had a great idea of like scheduling this meetup with Belle, yours truly. And yeah, I didn't think anything of it. I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? Let's figure it out. And I know my wife. She doesn't do any planning whatsoever. Unless it benefits her.
That's most women. Hello.
I didn't think this was gonna go through. And then, sure as shit. Hey, we're going to Belle's in Arizona. How long of a drive is that? 12 hours? My wife doesn't drive. I've traveled from Colorado, through New Mexico, through Arizona. That is a depressing drive.
What is depressing about it?
There's nothing but cactus and desert.
I feel like the depressing part is that it's you solo driving.
That too. And having to pull over 30 different times in 10 miles. I gotta pee, I gotta pee, I gotta pee, I'm hungry, I gotta pee.
The car is the only place I don't have to go to the bathroom every hour. I can legit be in a car for 5 hours because I don't want to get off the road, really. Because it's a lot of ceremony to get on and off the freeway, right? Especially when you're in a good, so I don't.
I made good time going to Arizona. Coming back was a 13-hour, 20-minute drive, but with all the stops. And
you had a dog too, which can't be fun for travel.
Yep. I left your place around. Well, I left the city in general around 6. I didn't get home until 9:30 p.m. Mountain.
Well, so it's 13 hours on the way home?
Yeah. I don't get it. It just was.
That's like double. Did you guys like stop to...
I was like legit looking for like places that had dealers for a line of coke or something. Kidding. I don't endorse drug use.
Did you...
But
You guys didn't
yeah.
like do a stop and go have dinner or something?
No, we against our better judgment, we stopped at McDonald's and had some of those like sausage egg McMuffins.
I don't know why you
Other,
would go there. That's like...
other than that, we drove straight through.
I would not go there.
Like I said, against my better judgment.
Unless desperate and or starving.
And I usually don't have issues with their breakfast. If I had lunch, then the stops might be even more frequent.
Well, they don't even use like egg. They use like egg product.
It could be egg stunt double. I don't care.
It's
Eggs
like
are-
powdered eggs. I can't.
I don't even care that like the McRib isn't like real pork. It's delicious.
I have deep-rooted traumas of McRib type sandwiches from a life past, and I just can't. I have not had a McRib in 15 years. Well, 11,
I
12.
haven't had one in like 4.
Yeah, I can't physically. I can't do it. I don't like even chicken sandwiches that are the pressed patties because they grind. You know, they grind the meat down and then they just press it together like fucking particle board, and I can't physically. Well, so we did have a really great week with Envy and the missus here. I chose to be the good wife, and I let the husband do the drinking. Because we have kids, we can't really both drink, just because if something happens at like 2 a.m, one of us has got to be lucid. So he doesn't really get a lot of social time. So I let him do the male bonding thing, and they got a little bromance going, and there was expensive whiskey involved, and you know, all those nice things, which he didn't complain. So
And we had a great time, actually.
yeah, I meant to ask. Like, I know I enjoyed myself, just
my.
the conversation, but I meant to ask if was I the only one that had a good time.
But it was great. Like, even Remedies showed up.
He did. It was very shocking. Well, it wasn't really shocking, but...
Not really, but I did touch him.
Well, and his wife gave him a sick burn. It was pretty fantastic. Normally it's me that does the burns, but she beat me to it. That's what happens when you start talking about strippers. It puts her in a bad mood. Which is typically, not in her case, but typically it's why I don't do like the couples thing. Or if there is like a couples type of thing, it's really, that stuff gets a little complicated just socially, because there's always stories that you're going to tell and a lot of people get offended and upset. So we're very careful. We don't really do the couples thing purposefully, because I'm not a fan of that, and yeah. But you know, it was good times. It was good times, I think.
It was. I had a blast.
My son woke up the next morning and goes, "Mom, where did your friends go?" And I'm like, "Well, according to Envy, he's not my friend. He doesn't give any effort. So you must be talking about someone else."
The wife.
Probably. If I had to guess, it was probably the wife. But it was pretty funny. I know the dog misses you.
Which one?
Riley, I tried to give her away, but the missus wasn't having any of it. So let's talk about World of Warcraft for Tuesday, June 4th, which is going to be for next week's weekly reset. The arena skirmish event is going to be the weekly. So if memory serves me correctly, you need 10 wins, right?
Yeah.
10 wins. Go get them. And the Dark Moon Fair does begin on Sunday, June 2nd, which is great for the little experience boost as well as the rep. If you still have rep that you're grinding out, make sure you go and get that taken care of because, you know, it's a small... I don't really like going to the carousel, so I do get the hats, but...
But it's a great week to level your ults.
Yeah,
and or reps.
It's really good. And, you know, I think we were... I don't remember who I was having this discussion with. It might have even been on the show. But I was having this discussion about... I wonder why World of Warcraft doesn't do events like Arc and Atlas, where they do, like, double XP weekends, where it's, like, 2-3 days out of the, you know, whatever... Even if it was like, say, once a month or whatever. I've been a part of a lot of online games that do that, and it's really surprising that WoW doesn't.
That's fair. I mean, I think a lot of players have a good advantage playing, starting from like 1 to 120. The rep grind used to be a whole lot more time-consuming. I'm sure a lot of you already know, but if you're new to the game, you can get to 120 pretty fast. Hell, in most cases, you can just skip it.
What's fast for you?
Not 6 months.
But you would just think, like, in the day and age of us being part of a culture that really likes to ult, right? People love ults. They get, a lot of people like to switch it up. I personally have several that I need to level, but my time is limited, so the time spent just, like, day before yesterday, I wanted to do Mythic Pluses, but no one was really into doing them, and Alex was going out of town, and I was like, well, fuck you too then. But you would think that they would have a means to be able to do that. It just strikes me as odd that they have never considered, if you're struggling getting people to play in between content, give them a reason to log in. Like, that's really should be the goal, is give them a reason. It's nothing for them to enable double the experience. Like, I don't know all their codes, right? Like, I'm not a game developer, but I would imagine, even if it's the case of they set it up once and then they always have, you know, that fallback. And it doesn't have to be like once a week even. It could be, you know, whenever. And it doesn't even, I mean, double's always good. Who doesn't like double? But it just seems to me like they're missing an opportunity to get people back into the game to do things.
Yeah.
If anybody at Blizzard is listening, get it done. No time like the present. Make your quarterly call look good. I mean, with all the hype surrounding Classic on the Twitter sphere, I think it's super great that everybody is enjoying themselves, and I love to see people happy about any version of World of Warcraft because it's great. Am I sick of fucking seeing it only Classic in my feed? Yes, I am, and I'm getting ready to do a ton of mass unfollowing, and it isn't because I want to be an asshole. It's because the reason I like Twitter is because I control what's in my feed, unlike Facebook, where it's literally a dumpster fire. Like, Facebook is a fucking dumpster fire. Now that isn't the case, where there's some random WoW stuff sprinkled in, but 99% of it is Classic, and it isn't because I want to hate. It's just, that's not a part of my life, and I don't give a shit. Like, that's great for you guys. Go play, have fun. I love that people are playing. It doesn't matter what version they're playing. Even Reforged. Like, Reforged I'll play because it is a totally different game. But I'm not interested in seeing that in my feed. I like to go to Twitter and see stuff about World of Warcraft. That is fun for me. This is not fun for me, and I don't know how to, like, weed out the people that only post Classic stuff, because I can't just do, like, the word Classic isn't a lot of things, so I can't really mass mute. So I'm gonna have to go through and I'm a dick. You can say it, Envy. I know you're thinking it.
You're a very strong, opinionated woman.
Well, I personally, I don't care. So because I don't care, it doesn't bring any value to my life. And I'm in this stage of my life where if things don't bring value to my life, I piece them the fuck out because I'm too old to be putting up with things that I don't want to. I'm too old to go to all the relatives on holidays because I don't give a shit. I'm too old to put myself in an uncomfortable position for the sake of a friend or a family member. I am too old to do things that I don't want to do. There's a time in your life where you have to, you know what I mean? Like, you have to do things. I just don't want to do it. I don't want to go to your kid's birthday party. Stop inviting me. Like, these are things I don't want to do. I don't. And it isn't because I want to be a jerk. It's because life is short. And if I spend all my time living for everybody else, I'm not really living. So I got to live for me. But I am really happy, to be honest, about everybody being stoked about it. I'm happy that people are having fun. The streamers are going in and, like, people are loving watching and that kind of thing. Like, those are things that are good for us as a whole. So I think that that's really awesome. It's nice to see people have a really good vibe, and I think that it brings a certain amount of positivity, assuming we have the ability to separate the two, and we don't shit on the one for the love of the other. I think, it's good things. And like I said, I hope it helps us appreciate. With that being said, the PvP brawl for next week is Cooking Impossible. Now, this one is, I'm going to be really honest, people struggle to grasp the concept of this brawl. You basically have to get the cooking ingredients, and you have to be the first group that does it. The problem is people rush for the ingredients. There's no defense or offense, which means it isn't PvP at this point. It's just rushing. Yeah, it's just rushing to grab some shit to cook in the kitchen. So if you haven't had a chance to check out Cooking Impossible, go in and check it out and maybe do some strategy. Like, maybe don't just rush and do the ingredients. If people don't know what to do, maybe be that guy that directs them and then have everybody in chat tell them to fuck off like normal when you try to help in random groups, right? But I haven't had a chance to actually play it with a group of people that know what they're doing, so I don't know what it looks like in actual how it should be. But
so you're saying we got some homework next week?
Yeah.
Cactu, if you're watching, you're coming too, bitch.
And it might even be a situation where we just need to 5-man it and just run the strategy ourselves so that we're not part of the problem. But maybe it's been enough time that maybe the last time this came out, which I don't know what the rotation is, but I want to say it was like 2 months ago, maybe people have figured out what strategy you need to do. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Any of you been through this where there was actually strategy involved, or is it just people racing for ingredients? Those watching at home, anybody? Comment, send in an email. I got some emails on last week's question I posed, which I'm really excited that we got some feedback there, because the email was actually, I really appreciate who they would have chose. They picked people for who would play us, which those things are always exciting because it's nice to wonder, like, who would be my side of things. But here we are. So let's see. We've got... Oh, I did the gift of N'Zoth quest.
Finally. What'd you think?
I gotta be really honest, I quite enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed it. I had a good time. I enjoyed the little things that you had to do to be able to complete it. It was a fair amount of steps. And I haven't experienced any whispers, so I don't know if mine's broken, but I just saw a thing on Wowhead saying that other people are experiencing that and they don't know if it's expected behavior because Blizzard did this previously, or if it's something's borked. But
When in doubt, report it.
Yeah, I'm not getting any whispers at all. You're supposed to get it when you log in and randomly, right? I haven't gotten...
Yeah, randomly.
I even turned my say, my... When NPCs are talking to you, I usually turn that off because I don't want that going all through my chat. I actually turned that stuff back on right after I did the quest. But I enjoyed doing it. I enjoyed... I was a little annoyed because I was like, why am I feeding souls to this fucking sword? And then...
Swords get hungry too.
And then betrayal happens, and that's just terrible. But it's an exciting thing, I think. So if you guys haven't had a chance to do it, all you have to do is go find the world quest. Naga Attack is the name of the world quest. I passed by that quest 50 million times, and it didn't occur to me that that was the starting point. So once you go finish that world quest, you then you pick up the quest to start the chain for the gift. The only thing that's annoying is you have his eye on your forehead, right? So it's kind of like the mark of Buddha, except it winks at you. The problem with having this giant whispering eye on your forehead is it does not bode well with my Cool Terran pirate.
You have what on your head?
The whispering eye is essentially on your head. Like, that's literally what it is. But you can go see... you can go see an NPC and they'll take it off. You can remove the gift if you choose to not want it on your head anymore.
Brother Pike, I believe.
Yeah, you go see Brother Pike and he'll remove the whispering eye from your forehead.
And somebody for Horde, I don't really know.
I don't know who it is for Horde, but whoever you had to go to very last or first, or I don't know. But there is an NPC that will remove it. You just say, I no longer want this gift, or I remove the whatever, and they'll take the thing off your forehead. Just in case anybody was wondering. It doesn't really look well with my transmog. It's annoying. Well, I don't really notice it until I pan myself around. But occasionally, when I'm sitting on my horse, I really like to look at Belle because she is glorious. And she's very pretty, and I'm quite attached to her. We've been through many things together, including a facelift when they redid the human models. And we went through a hair transplant because they took my cool bun away and gave me the old lady bun.
I agree, though. Your character looks really beautiful, especially when we're looking at your DPS. You're so pretty.
Hey, I actually have good DPS. It isn't terrible.
This is planet Earth, though.
What does that mean?
Have you seen Gunpowder? Probably not.
I have really, really, really good DPS when it's a boss that I don't have to worry about other people.
Which is never.
Well, I mean, like, Mechatork is...
It's fun when you do it properly, you know.
It is a
stand
great
all the
fight.
way at the end of the fucking room.
It's one of my favorite fights because mechanically I completely understand it. But getting all the moving parts together, there's a lot going on. And
it's virtually the same fight from normal.
Except the thing that throws you...
Teleports you.
Yeah, well, it feels like a throw. Which... they don't even ask your permission. They just do it.
I don't think they ever do.
Yeah, they usually don't. You're pretty much right about that. But...
and that's half the fun.
So, you said that there's a quest fix. Was it broken? Hold on.
It was broken. I don't remember what it fixed.
Brother Pike has reviewed the ritual and will now properly remove the gift of N'Zoth for Alliance players that complete his eye upon you.
And it's Nailok.
So those are your guys. Oh, it's the god of consumption, is what you get for corruption consumption. That's like some shit from like the 1800s that people died from. That's hysterical that I said that. Well, there was some raid tuning too.
Yeah, but that's only for Mythic.
It's only for Mythic. Alright, well, who even cares? I haven't even had a chance to go into the new raid yet. I need to do something about that because that's just embarrassing. Before we get into the patch 8.2 stuff, let's talk about the goings-on in PvP land. So I want to tell you that I'm very, very happy and I'm very, very excited about the 6v6 situation that happened. I actually missed the EU today because I was working and I don't follow EU like I do NA, so it missed my brain. But I think they're going to be back on again tonight, ? Maybe, I don't know. But GCD TV hosted the first ever of its kind 6v6 Battleground, which it's interesting when you think about it because there's a lot of possible things that you need to account for in a 6v6. So I was curious as to how this was going to work anyway, and I wanted to see how other people were kind of handling these Battlegrounds given the comp. Now, the interesting thing is I didn't start watching the 6v6 for the NA tournament. This happened on the 26th and the 25th and the 26th. I didn't actually start watching until like an hour in, and I didn't see that there was a Shadow Priest, which was Dark Pen used to be Resurgent. But I thought it was interesting that there was very little class representation for several classes, which, I mean, they're kind of making it up as they go in terms of 6v6, right? Like, this is something where they're going to have to kind of define the meta given the type of battlegrounds that they're using essentially. But there was Warsong Gulch, Silver Shard Mines, Battle for Gilneas, Temple of Katmogu, which oddly enough, Temple's like one of my favorites just because I'm ranged, so it's fun for me. And for this type, it was actually a double elimination bracket, which I'm going to pretend like I know what that means, but I don't. I don't care about all that. I just care about who does good things and who doesn't. That's all I care about. The grand finals was actually SX6, which I wanted to pull the roster because obviously all these names are different, right? Like, they're not gonna be your normal team names. If you're looking for method and all those kinds of things, like, you're not really gonna find it. But you'll see a lot of the same people in these teams. So for SX6, some of these guys I kind of know. Like, a lot of these guys I know, but a lot of them I don't really pay a whole lot of attention to in general. But they're having the NA or the EU. I'm not gonna lie, I was really excited to see this. The only critique I would give in regards to the tournament is because it's a battleground, there isn't a lot of things to say why stuff is happening, right? So from a casting perspective, there isn't a whole lot going on. And there's only so much you can comment on because there's a lot of running to and from, setting up, getting into position. There's a lot of things. And because this was kind of new, and we had Ven and Adrian, which is healing stat, and I can never pronounce his name, and I don't even want to try, but he is the owner, right? Doesn't he own GCD TV? Founder?
Wouldn't know. I don't watch.
Elbereth? Pretty sure he owns it. So the casting was a little, and I don't mean that as an insult. Obviously, I love all of these gentlemen, and of course, like, Ven is my favorite, but I'm sure they'll kind of figure out as they're going. It's the same thing with the MDI when the MDI first came out. Like, they're kind of defining the way that this looks. So if you watched and you were kind of bored, just throw some music on while you're watching. Then you have some filler there. They're they've got to figure it out, and I gotta check out Europe's because they might have been different, and they have accents, so I'm just kidding. It doesn't have anything to do with the casters, but it felt funny anyway.
Jeez.
But, was that racist? No, that wasn't racist. That was nicest, right?
Sure. You're so good.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he owns. I figured he was the owner. But I remember when GCD TV had just kind of came out onto the scene, and nobody really knew kind of who they were and what they were doing. And I appreciated that they promote World of Warcraft esports, and you know, they had balls where very few people did, and I think that that's pretty awesome. So if you watched it and were bored, just give them time. They gotta. It's new for them. It's a whole new format, and it could potentially be a really fun format. Just got to work out the little kinks, and it's new for the players too. Like 6v6, that's a lot. That's hurting cats. But it's a lot of things that you have to go through with limited people.
It's chaos.
Yeah, it's gonna be good though. So make sure you guys support it. Even if you just turn it on, at least support it, because these kinds of things are really important. And they go through a lot to put on these tournaments, so it's important to do that. And it's just like, because most battlegrounds are set up for 10 to 15 people, it's kind of like, fuck. You really need this many people here because of this thing. But because it's the same amount of people on the other team, it probably isn't as bad as I think it is in my head. Honestly. Maybe, I don't know. I wish I could check it out. I would like to do a 6v6 format. Not in a tournament because I don't belong in tournaments, but I would like to see what that looks like.
It would be interesting.
Because when you think about it, from an RBG standpoint, I could probably pull together 6 people really easily for a standard RBG weekly. I can't fucking pull 10 people out of my ass. Not PvPers, right? I'm not trying to insult anyone, I'm just saying. I'm a little snobby with my PvP, but is there 6v6 in the brawl rotation? What brawl is that?
Let's see.
What PvP brawl is that? I feel like I should know this, but I have no memory. It's old age, guys. That's what happens. This is what happens when you get old. To that end, though,
Yeah, Deep Six, duh.
oh, I'm stupid. I knew that. But it's just, I thought it was just one map.
It's Capture the Flag, right? Yeah.
Warsong Gulch?
Yeah. It's just Wars. Temple
Yeah.
2?
Is there multiple maps? Oh, Warsong and Temple. Oh, Temple, I would like to play that in rotation. And you don't get to pick, right? It's whatever one comes up. I'm gonna have to check that out next time it's out. I'm gonna have to check it out.
I hate Temple so much.
I love Temple, but it's because I am the god of being on the edge and dropping my gate down so that I could port from the center to the outside. And I love holding the orb. And when I'm in randoms and I'm on my monk, my favorite thing is 2 trailer park girls go around the outside, where I essentially grab the orb, and I shouldn't because I'm a healer, and I just run in a circle on the outside. I don't go in the center. That's center's for suckers in a random, guys. You're asking to get your ass kicked if you go to the center in a random, because people don't know how to defend the people in the center. If I do, I run, I make them chase me, and then I sing 2 trailer park girls go around the outside. And people get really mad. They get really mad. They're like, what are you doing? You're supposed to be the healer. I'm like, well, you dumb fucks aren't picking up the orbs, so what do you want from me? I'm getting us points.
I hate it because I had 5 alts during Panda. And I had to run all 5 alts through Temple.
Temple was my first love. That's probably why it's my favorite, because you had to do it for your legendary.
I hated that so much.
Once I figured it out, it was great. Like, once I figured it out, it was pretty great. It makes me want to go play, actually. I have a lot of good fun if it's organized. If you queue in and you get a group that's pretty capable, it could be really fun. But if you get a group who doesn't know what they're doing and nobody gets orbs, and my favorite is when you're running down to start and people go left and right. Typically everybody goes in one direction except for one person who goes to get either the left or the right orb, depending on which side everybody's going to flock to. But my favorite is when everybody runs past the orbs and nobody picks them up. I'm like, oh, okay, guys, don't worry, I got this. I'll go back and get one or two. But I think that comes down to people being unsure what to do. Just pick it up. Just pick it up and run. You can't go wrong. Just pick it up and run. It's probably what he said, if I had to guess. But so we have the summer AWC starting, and I'm really excited because I think there's going to be a lot of shakeups, and I'm ready for them. I'm ready to continue forging ahead with this Road to BlizzCon business because it's the best time of the year, in my opinion. That starts in June. Hold on, I'll tell you right now. That starts. The first cup is. You are the weakest link. Goodbye. Guys, I lost it. I had it on my screen and it's just gone. Fuck my life. I have cup 2, but where's cup 1? Bro.
Alright.
It's up here somewhere. I'll find it, but you can go to, it doesn't really matter. I'll tweet it anyway. I'm obsessed. It's going to be really, really good, I think. Well, I like how Liquipedia, I think I remember who kind of helps curate that, but I like how for the tournament coverage for World of Warcraft, they show the old logo of the team and the new, because people who semi-follow, they kind of follow the PvP scene. They follow based off player, but it's nice that they
June 15th.
June 15th is Cup 1?
For North America. Summer Cup 1.
Well, because it's the next week. I'm retarded. It is what it is. One day I'll be smart, guys. Don't you guys worry. We're gonna be really, really, really smart.
Unlikely.
I'd like to see Peekaboo get a win. I'd like to see Peekaboo get all the way again. I think it was a really nice tournament last year to watch live. So hopefully we get the best of both worlds. Maybe. Who's your favorite, Envy?
I don't have one. I don't watch PvP. I really don't.
That's not very fun.
I don't really care for PvP.
Why?
I did in college when I was playing WoW Classic, but that's when it was broken.
Well, was it really PvP then?
It was hilarious. And that it was. I remember when
you fell off your dinosaur?
When I started playing a Blood DK, or started tanking rather, in Cataclysm, we did like a 20-man BG. It was glorious. But other than that, I just don't have time for PvP.
Well,
I care about results, and that's like completing a mythic key. If I had to start watching, it'd probably be MDI.
Yeah, you really should watch MDI.
I probably will. My goal is to compete in it someday. I would really like to, but I need time for that.
What's that?
Exactly.
I know I don't look it, but literally like 10 minutes before the show, I was a hot mess of hair sticking straight up and no bra and greasy face and... I just remembered I had a rock star for the show and I don't know where it is. Guys, this is life. Like, it's amazing that we're even able to have a show, to be perfectly honest, because between his work, my work, and Secret's work, like... But here we are.
I mean, I could probably present by myself one day. It'll be me and the pug. Pug trying to
That could
chomp
be,
my ball.
if you could get him shitting on the carpet in front of you, like, that would be
You know,
optimal.
I see the stain on the carpet, this little son bitch.
If you
Asshole.
guys missed it live last show, he pissed the pug off and the pug shit on the carpet in front of him, and it was so goddamn funny. Like, I probably laughed for a good half hour.
You know, if a dog was pretty much trying to tell you to F off, that's the moment. It maintained eye contact.
Yeah, there
I
was
didn't call for you.
zero fucks given there. MDI for the spring finals, June 6th. Day 2, June 8th.
You know, I know what I'm doing on June 6th.
What are you doing?
I'm watching the finals day 1.
Well, and you have a big screen, which makes it really nice. So that's what I do in my, like, if I'm working from my room, I just throw it on my TV, or if I'm working from the living room, wherever I'm working, it's nice to have that big screen. Unless Rich is casting, and then if Rich is casting, then he tells my Alexa stuff to do. Not you. See, she's nosy, but I try to avoid that if possible. So, thoughts on 8.2 and when it's going to be arriving. They've thrown a little bit of wrench in my plans. And I thought we were predicting, and we didn't, because it's well beyond what we thought it was going to be, which is kind of weird. Now, I haven't had a chance to look at everything, but they're doing a slew of PvP talent changes and some more shit, so I think it's logical to assume that this particular patch will probably be tied to the end and beginning of a new season. So they usually give a 2-week warning for PvP, which is another good indicator if the new season is tied to a patch, because it isn't always tied to a patch, but if it is, there's a 2-week warning, so usually that's kind of a best guess. But since they're kind of they've increased their builds that they're adding in PTR, which is another good indicator. When sometimes they're doing 1 or 2 builds a day. It's happened the last week where they've thrown out, 1 or 2, or they've deployed almost 3 builds, whatever. That's a pretty good indication that we're getting to the good stuff. But let's talk about some things that they've got going on in this patch, because it's good.
Did you read the story?
There's a story?
Yeah. Freaking Forbes interviewed Hezekiah.
No, I didn't read it.
He gave a lot of information about
I just have the summary that WoW had posted, because I don't want to have to read, guys. Do you know what it's like to be me, to have to read? I don't know how to freaking read. There's no reading involved in my life.
I was elected to lead, not read.
Let's see. I'm going to check it out, though. But I did pull some of the important stuff that we probably need to mention. One of the things that I wanted to talk about is I wanted to talk about this mount equipment stuff that's coming. Now, I didn't know that they removed the ability to get the water walking mount. I think I did, but I forgot. Like, I just assume everybody has it, so it's not that big of a deal. But you'd be surprised who doesn't have it. And in fact, I didn't have it for a long time. I got it Warlords of Draenor before. Like, I got it pre ? Because there wasn't going to be flying. But I was unaware that it was unacquirable. Well, fresh in my memory, unacquirable. With that, now, guys, we have big mouths, and sometimes having big mouths is a good thing, right? Like, it doesn't always have to end with a flush and a cry. Like, sometimes it's good to have a large voice, because it means that we get listened to. But to that end,
A
there's
flush and a cry.
there's maybe that was just you pre-marriage.
I took notes. They didn't work out.
Pre-marriage to your awesome wife.
I don't want to talk about it.
No, because then she'll be mad at you. Like, I'm trying not to bring up old shit. So, anybody over level 20, as long as you have at least one level 100 plus character on your account. So, you just need one that's at least 100 plus, and all your characters will be able to get this new mount equipment system, or have access to it, rather. They've got 5 so far, and this is just stuff that Wowhead has pulled. There might be more. But we've got the inflatable mount shoes, which is a blacksmithing recipe, which essentially lets them water walk, which is great because I need inflatable shoes. Who doesn't need inflatable shoes? Am I right?
DKs.
Shamans. What a hater. Listen, I can breathe underwater. That's about all I got going for me. I mean, I have the water strider, but...
You know what? Since you can breathe underwater, and the next raid will probably deal with a lot of water, you can spend your time underwater in a corner and die while we clear the raid for you.
Listen, I just want to tell you that here's why I'm excited about these shoes. I don't like my water strider.
No one does. I hate it too.
Because I don't like having to listen to that awful, like, that and the sound it makes when it, yeah. I can't physically, like, my body is not equipped, and I actually have to turn the WoW sounds down because of that. That's actually the reason I have the sound off. Not the sound in general, but it's not the ambient noise, but what's the other one that controls that?
Background noises or something. I don't remember. It's not the music, it's the sound effects.
Yes, it's the sound effects. I can't deal with it. It's like, and it's beady little eyes, and it doesn't match your transmog at all. And it's like the ugliest mount ever, but it serves a purpose, so I'm excited about that. Then we have the Angler's Water Striders, which this is from, well, this isn't a, hang on. That can't be the thing because, oh, never mind, just kidding. I don't know why Wowhead put that in there, but I misread. Light Step Hoof Plates, which, this is just the speed. That isn't anything, you know, different, but it's an enchanting recipe now, which I'm pretty sure it was blacksmithing previously, wasn't it? Like the ones I get now, I have a guildie who sends them to me. Like once every couple of weeks, I get the hoof plates and I get the horseshoe. The fuck is it? Saddle. I don't know. The thing that makes it where I can interact with stuff while I'm mounted.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Don't. I never use it.
What the fuck is it? I'm having a full-on retard moment. Somebody's gonna have to be an adult. But I get them. But you'll be able to get the Light Step hoof plates. This is a perpetual increase which works everywhere outside of PvP instances. Only affecting ground movement speed. Oh, it doesn't stack with any other movement speeds. So like your swift landing and all of that, it doesn't stack. But it's nice, especially when you're trying to get from A to B. Like, you'd be surprised how important that percentage is to your speed. 20% is 20%. It isn't flying though, just so you know. It's a ground only. It doesn't increase your flying. Do you use those at all? The current ones?
No. I just call it good with on a pale horse because I'm a DK. That's when I'm mounted though. When I'm running through a dungeon, I'm slow as all hell.
Yeah. I'm human and I'm warlock and unless I use Burning Rush. I don't want to use Burning Rush, so I don't. But I'm literally like the slowest person in World of Warcraft, where it literally takes me triple the time it takes everybody else to get from A to B. And it's not just because I get lost, guys, before we get crazy. Just saying. We don't have to get whatever. Then there's the saddle chute. Oh, this is actually really cool. This is the emergency parachute. So when you dismount high in the air. I need that a lot. Because there have been times when I have accidentally casted and did a thing, and I'm like, oh, I'm just going to fall here then. And the feathery spell thread only takes me so far in terms of stopping some of that damage. So if I'm really high up, that's actually pretty cool. I'm excited.
I'm pretty high up right now.
But it's it doesn't work in instanced PvP. So battleground or arenas.
Yeah, a lot of these won't work in battlegrounds or arenas.
But they do work for world PvP, which is important. Because...
when you're running away?
Well, you have, like, you can get the net that you get for completing the
against overwhelming odds, I think.
Yeah, the PvP quest that you get, you can earn the toy, but I can actually make a version of those on my inscriptionist, or not inscription, I'm sorry, tailoring, and those are fun.
I'm gonna need some from you because I didn't realize how useful these damn nets are.
And they're not really, they're gonna be even more useful when we can fly. Because a lot of people try to get away on their flying mount. No, bitch, you ain't going nowhere. You are coming right here with me. And I don't always have Envy with me, which Envy is that beautiful death grip when they try to get away, when we're killing shit. It's beautiful. But when we don't have that, a girl's got to do what a girl's got to do. Like, I got to have a backup plan, and that's...
You know, it's always funny to see those, like, when we're camping that flight path, and they try to, like, jump off and do their little, like, glide or whatever. You get that one last chaos bolt just making its way over.
And if I can get to them before they can make it away, it's money in the bank. Like, that chaos bolt. I think it's if they're in my vision. Like, if the cast was already going and they're hauling ass, sometimes it'll fizzle out and it won't work. But when I catch them and they thought they were going to get away, it is so good. So good. You know how, like, when you have somebody in your basement and they keep trying to get away? It's like that.
Bean Dip knows that.
I had to mute because that made me cough. That was pretty great. He probably... You know, Bean Dip, Alex, and Cactu. So, before we go into the fourth one, we have Cactu, he's been in the guild for as long as I can remember, and he's one of our healers. He's Canadian. It doesn't mean anything at this moment, but it will in a second. And we have Bean Dip, who is someone that just started raiding with us, and Envy brought him in, and he's good people. And then you have Alex, who's our healer, and he's got a really deep, like, raspy type of voice, so you picture, like, this big bearded guy with leather. So while Envy's here this last weekend, he shows me a picture of Alex, which I had never seen. Now, the joke, not you, Alexa, the joke is that Cactu and Bean Dip are essentially brothers. Oh my gosh. That they're essentially brothers because they pretty much look the same. They have the same features, and they're your stereotypical guys. So he shows me this picture of Alex. I'm like, oh my god, why does he look like both of those guys? All three of them literally could be from the same tree. He's gonna kill me. Like, I know he's either gonna watch this now or he's watching this, gonna watch it later. He's literally gonna kill me.
He was on earlier. I can't wait. I can't wait until he, like, sees it. I'm not gonna say anything to him. I'm just gonna wait.
I am sorry in advance, but if anybody in the guild is watching, you already know that I'm not lying if you've seen the picture. Now, what I want to do is I want to have Envy give me a picture of the two guys, because I have a picture of Cactu, and I'm going to do a collage. And we're going to compare. And then what I'm going to do, I can't do it this year at BlizzCon because Cactu's not going, but I need to get their DNA because I'm going to send a DNA comparison analysis to figure out if they are in fact the same people. Is that Azshara I see?
It is, actually.
What?
And she's complimenting me on...
Did someone steal your account? I see her. I have not seen her in forever. Forever.
Forever, ever?
No one stole your account? What? That's crazy. Well, it's good to see you, my dear. Okay, the last of the 4 is going to be the comfortable rider's barding. Okay. This prevents you from being dazed while mounted. Of course, again, you can't use it in instance PvP, but you can use it in world PvP.
And again, I'm a tank. I don't need it.
What if you're not on your tank? What if you're on your...
Mage.
Yeah. Well...
Then I just play good. I don't have to worry about people ganking me. Coming from the guy who doesn't PvP, right?
Well, I mean, you PvP pretty well. But it's really, really easy to tank PvP.
I'll never die. At least on a 1v1.
Like, healing is not easy, right? Like, I wanted to pretend like healing was going to be super easy and it would be the greatest thing of the world, and it was just a big, fat lie. Because you're focused as a healer.
Oh, yeah.
All the time. You focused. And I'm not, that's not fun for me, being focused. Well, I'm focused anyway because I'm a warlock. Okay. So... it looks like there's some changes. Sky Golem and Flight Form will not be affected by mount equipment due to their built-in special effects, such as herbing while mounted. It's still really weird that you have this big, giant, mechanical fucking robot that can herb, but it can't mine.
You should tweet that.
Am I the only one confused? That it's delicate enough to herb, but it can't mine? It's metal.
I mean, if you got a bony raptor with a chicken on it, boomkin, I think they can figure this out.
Then they mentioned, like, the Traveler's Tundra, the Grand Expedition, the Brontosaur, which I still don't have. I'm not even close anymore. Like, I had to spend my golds on stuff, so, like, I don't have it anymore. Guys, who wants to send me money? Gold. I don't want to spend real life money, but who wants to send me 5 million gold? I will give you a night with Envy or Secret Sauce or Rem for that matter, because I know Rem, he's been creeping around on Horde side, kind of dipping his toe back in the water. I think we might actually see him back maybe in the next 10 years, but I will... if you will give me 5 million gold, I will give you one night with Envy.
You know what? Sure. One night with Envy. Send her 5 million gold. I'll spend a night with you at BlizzCon. I'll take you to Santa Monica Pier. We'll walk down the pier. We'll hold hands.
Me and your wife will be eating tacos and getting drunk, but I think that's a fantastic idea. Look at that, guys. He's even gonna... maybe he'll serenade you. He has a beautiful singing voice.
I was gonna ask... define tacos, but never mind.
Well, oh, your account? Are you? Well, you should play. I know that you have a new life, and this doesn't fit into your new life, but it's okay in between your crop farming and homeschooling to have a life on the fucking internet. Okay? That's all I'm going to say about that. Oh, did he get 120 on Horde? Hell yeah. That's pretty awesome. I wouldn't be scared. Just send it and we'll just... I won't record it or do anything weird. It won't go on the internet, guys. You don't have to worry about that. If secrets are the key here, we can be discreet. I have to learn to be discreet anyway, what with Whispering Eye Brothel and such. Now, with that, there's also a new gear type. Benthic. Am I saying it right?
Benthic. We'll just call it Ben. Ben gear.
Feels like they're missing an I and it should have been Benethic or something. Like, Benthic is like, yo, she Benthic.
Now, how do you... Well, go ahead and explain it to everybody who doesn't know about it. But I want to ask what your thoughts are on this.
So, you can collect this in Azshara, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which, it's a new zone. Is this comparative to the Tanan jungle stuff?
That's what I thought.
Is this, because it sounds like you're taking a shit-covered tortilla and you're adding some frosting to it. I don't really know that it's a new gear type so much as it is a reskinned. Come on, Blizzard, you're better than that. You just laid off a bunch of people to have devs. Certainly it wasn't so that we could pretend we invented gear. Anyway, just so we're clear. It's gear from this world. Feels a lot like Tanan. What was the other place in Legion?
The Broken Shore?
Broken Shore. That's what it feels like.
You know, the fact that you get to upgrade this from 1 to 7, and from what I read, you can bring it up to 425, which is just under heroic gear.
What weren't we able to upgrade the Tanan gear? Didn't you have to?
We were able to upgrade a lot of stuff up until
you had to buy you had to get the currency and you had to buy the upgrades for the Tanan gear, right? If memory, do I have?
Yep. That wasn't just Tanan; it was raid gear as well.
That was so long ago. Like we've been through so much change that I'm struggling to remember. Now, the good news is this proves it looks like it might be pretty fun, to be perfectly honest. So it's stated here that some of this is going to be great for raiding, which some gear that you get out in the world should be good to go in and raid. The idea is that you should be able to get gear, and some of that gear might be good for maybe the first clear of a normal for that tier or something, right? Like, that should be the idea. Each gear should be a stepping stone to the next gear. Whether you're doing raiding or mythic pluses or PvP, whatever it is you're doing, the gear that you can acquire out in the world without having to lean on anybody else in terms of an instance should be a stepping stone. And it shouldn't be shit gear. It should be good gear. And we don't really have that problem. We do beyond that, because there isn't anything in the world now that allows us to get higher item level in terms of, the world quest gear doesn't continue to scale up. That's just not a part of the system. It does when they release new content, but it only goes up by 15?
Yeah, it looks like, yeah. Which is funny because they're saying they can go up to 425, so those numbers don't add up. Maybe the item level's smaller as it gets closer and closer to the end.
So let's see. World quests, the Nazjatar Emissary is going to be one of the places you get them. Special occasions such as quests and Murloc traders. And then you can purchase it with the Prismatic Mana Pearl, which I appreciate a new currency. It's just going to be currency that's going to sit in my bag and be relatively unimportant later, but it's not the point, right? We got to make it happen. So the Pearling Kit, the Azsharan Pearling Kit is going to be how you upgrade. I think the base gear starts at 385, according to this, and then it looks like it's the same system as heirlooms. Get the Pearling Kit. It costs 20 Prismatic Mana Pearl. I don't know how difficult the Mana Pearls are to get. I guess I'm gonna have to make a trip into PTR so we can see what this looks like. The Azurite is a little bit more expensive. This is $60. Now, keep in mind, this is PTR. This is probably not the final because this is really low in terms of a purchase. I think the Residium vendor right now is like, what, min 800 for a kind of the lowest item level piece in the vendor. And it goes up to like 1200 for the 415, 425. For the Residium vendor, if memory serves me correctly. So it's probably not going to be 20 of these mana pearls for the enhancement. And then for the, actually, so this gear will go up to 430.
Yeah, so it looks like you get to buy different flavors.
Mm-hmm.
So depending on what you have. That'll probably... I can buy that.
And it's Azurite armor as well. So you don't just have to get the regular armor. It's Azurite as well. And one could argue that they're kind of flooding the game with gear. But another could argue that everybody's been doing nothing but bitching about gear. So perhaps this is... I don't know. It seems like a lot of work in terms of me remembering. But we've done it before. Like, we've had very complicated... Heirlooms are complicated. I have to remember what the hell I'm doing. Like, heirlooms are very complicated. So I think we should go into PTR and I think we should test it out. Because I don't want to say something's great when it isn't. But...
God damn it, Rim.
What did he say?
You can read it yourself. I refuse to repeat it. It's just his puns.
I hate him so much. I see an Ewok. Look at all of our friends. All of the friends we have lost along the way are making a return comeback. It's like the gods knew Belle has been sad. And the gods are sending reinforcements to make me happy. They'll probably be gone again tomorrow, but that's okay. We always have tonight. And if you send me 5 million gold for my Bronto, you'll have envy for a whole night.
Send him out of here.
It's like an indecent proposal.
Will you even walk on the beach, barefoot and whatnot?
I'm in. So, one thing that I did read in regards to the Ian Hazakostas thing, which I'm probably going to not go over everything, but I did read some mentions of Argus and whether or not we're going to see an expansion or additional content surrounding Argus. And I was told to go read this little subsection. Somebody tweeted it or something, but in regards to whether or not we're going to see more Argus stuff. Now, they were really, they've been really vague, and they did say, it's a possibility.
More green, huh?
Well, I don't really see us having an entire expansion on Argus, because we've been there, done that, right? I'm pretty sure there's parts of the planet we weren't able to get to, because it was broken. But, I mean, we did a fair amount of exploring on Argus.
I'd really like to see that world engulfed in void from the Star Augur map.
Yeah.
I keep bringing it up. I really would like to see it.
Well, because I think we're on the right track. When we got done talking about it last week, I was sitting outside, and I just thought, I don't think we're wrong. I might be wrong on how and when and where, but I don't think we're wrong on the what, essentially. But the not committing in terms of the Argus thing, they wouldn't commit anyway. They just say, well, we could. That kind of told me, how random was that question? Right? Here's what I know. Blizzard doesn't do anything randomly. They never have. Everything is purposeful. From the interviews, to the press, to the PR, to the tweets, everything is purposeful. It's always been that way with Blizzard. Do they tell them, hey, you should ask about this so that we can... You know what I mean? They approve of every question before it's asked. That's why I want to be that guy that doesn't get approval, where I just, show up and, Ashton Kutcher just, punk them, or, Show up like Chris Hansen and fucking Dateline NBC his ass. I want to be that guy that just asks the questions and catch them slipping.
Should you go ahead and take a seat?
Right? No, you can't eat the pizza. Bow's worst player. I haven't seen you in a while. I was beginning to feel unloved. So, I'm pretty excited. I'm going to be really honest with you about that. Because I think where we're going. But I'm really excited for 8.2. And the main reason I'm excited for 8.2 is because I want to fly. I don't mind not flying. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bug me. I don't mind it. But I really, really, really want to fly because there's places that I want to see and there's things that I want to do and I can't do that effectively. Period. Right now. And then I'm like, what the fuck? I don't have a grappling hook? What kind of bullshit is this? I don't have a climbing pick? There's no means for me to get over mountains. I do want to see the continuing war campaign. I did finally finish up the very last bit of it. I think I had like 2 quests left. And I finally got that done. And I don't know what's going to happen with the story. I thought I had it figured out, but I don't know.
Thrall's going to come back and save the world, obviously.
Well, that would be a little irritating, wouldn't it?
It would. It would be a total Game of Thrones moment.
There's pets and mounts and new toys, transmogs, the Strathholm pet battle dungeon. I haven't done a pet battle dungeon. Are those fun?
I haven't done the dungeon. I just do the random stuff, the world quest.
Well,
I don't even think I've actually PvP'd anybody with pet battle.
Oh, I can't do the PvP pet battles. I can do the ones where, like, I remember Strat from Jimma or watched a video or something, but PvP, you don't get to choose what, like, I don't know.
And I imagine if I even tried, my pugs would die. Pug.
Your perky? Well, I don't think that is the proper, I don't think I would go with that one.
I had to on principle.
On
Just remember
the sheer fact that your pug will not be appeased?
Every time we release the pugs in raid, we kill a boss.
Yeah, you're right. But there are times when we release the pugs and we don't kill a boss.
And we didn't appease the pugs.
What's your version of appeasing?
Peanut butter.
That sounds illegal.
What? You've never had to put like peanut butter on the side of your bathtub? It's the only way you can wash your dog.
What?
Yeah, just take a scoop of peanut butter, put it on like a wall in the shower. Your dog will be entertained.
Every story I've ever had that starts with peanut butter is not the same story. I gotta be really honest.
Well, what are you thinking about, pervert?
I'm just saying, like, every story, none of that has been the story.
It really wasn't the point, but...
So we've got 2 new zones coming in 8.2, which is good business. Now, a lot of people seem to think, like, the end of the expansion is, like, the wind down, right? I don't really think it is. I always feel like the end of the expansion is the wind up.
There's a lot going on. There's always a lot going on. Especially with Argus. It was really weird when we got to the Broken Shore. We dealt with all of that currency. And we did all of that rep grind just to get into the tomb and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then we get to Argus, and it's all over again. It's just a rinse and repeat, but different currency. Different things to do. Yeah.
Well, I just want you to know that in 8.2, the baked port tato is coming. The baked port tato. Port tato.
You're going to say that a lot, aren't you?
Port tato. P-O-R-T space T-A-T-O. Port tato. So I keep saying it because it's exciting. Because you need a rubbery flank and a meaty haunch. And those are two of my favorite of all of the flanks and haunches, is the meaty and the rubbery. Yet, where is my tacos? Can I get a taco? Like a fish taco, a murloc taco, a fucking beef taco, a chicken taco? I'll even take a vegan taco in-game at this point, if that's their style. But the baked potato, I'm just going to just keep saying it until I feel good about it.
Just really surprised they didn't recycle the bacon.
Well,
Because bacon's godlike.
I seen a thing on racials. Can somebody confirm or deny that this is true? Particularly, I was looking at the every man for himself, because the every man for himself, I'm human, it's important to me. They removed text. The text that said this effect shares a 90-second cooldown. So did they remove it from the global cooldown pool? As a racial? Can anybody confirm that that is in fact reality?
Uh-huh.
The Will of the Forsaken and Stoneform as well. I don't follow the global cooldown stuff as much as I used to, so I'm not 100% sure, but they've done a lot of talent tweaks, a lot of stun, or a lot of traits and talent tweaks in terms of 8.2, which, guys, this is common. This is why we don't see a lot of class hotfixes and stuff like that, which is nice, because it usually means we are not going to see a ton during tournaments, because that's just asinine to do major changes during a tournament. That actually should be a rule, that isn't a thing.
Where they don't change it mid arena and shit, and you have to change your playstyle.
How about I want to infuse my Heart of Azeroth with the Aegis of the Deep? I don't particularly know what's involved there, but I feel like anything with the deep in it can't be all bad, right? Like, it can't be... Oh, the bubble network. Travel along the Eternal Palace's bubble network. Guys, there's some good things coming. I'm kind of excited. I seen some screenshots of Narjatan. I haven't actually been. I should probably go into PTR. But I seen some screenshots, and it has, like, an under-the-sea meets Suarmar type of, like, pretty vibe to it.
I'm excited for the Mega Dungeon. Mechagon?
I didn't like Nomergon.
I'm just excited for another Mega Dungeon. Like, I really enjoyed Karazhan when it was re-released.
Well, okay, so I liked Karazhan. The only problem is I was in a constant state of confusion. That was...
things changed.
Yeah, like, I was just always confused as to where do I go, what do I do, and who is my daddy and who does he work for. And I already don't have a good sense of direction. And that's why I didn't like Nomergon. Because I always got lost in Nomergon.
So you probably hated Ulduar too. Like, did you play Ulduar? You didn't.
So the thing... Oh, yeah, I did. But the thing about Ulduar is I'm actually pretty good, which is really weird. I have a good memory there. It's strange how I can remember some things, but not others.
You probably just hate the do you hate the style? Like, the gnome style? It's like, I hate desert maps. I hated...
I don't like desert
Uldum.
anything either.
I hated Uldum.
I didn't like the Ramalama Laken people. They weren't my favorite.
Because I hated Uldum, I hated the dungeons there, too. I refused to do them.
It wasn't a favorite of mine either, to be perfectly honest. And I don't like deserty maps because I live in Arizona, guys. If I want to go see the fucking desert, I'm just going to open my window and have a gander, because ain't no green here. It's just rocks and desperation, essentially. I live in a rich white people neighborhood, so it's literally rocks and desperation. But
I know, I kind of feel feared for my life.
Yeah, it's
driving through there, like...
It's really like, it's like a Stepford vibe in the community, but it really isn't. I don't know, I never thought I would live here. didn't feel like it would be on my list of things to do if I'm being 100% honest. Like, I don't feel like that. But, yeah, I don't like a lot of deserty maps. I like things that are beautiful. I like beautiful buildings and architecture, and I like pretty. I don't want to say, like, I like a lot of purples and pinks. I do. But I just like a lot of really deep color. I said deep. But I like a lot of deep. I like those deep, beautiful colors. And Suramar, that's... Well, actually, I think a lot of the reason I love Suramar was because it reminds me of Lord of the Rings.
I mean, you get a lot of color out of Panda.
I'm not really keen on being underwater. Because I didn't like it in Kata, and I don't imagine I'm going to like it now. But in the interest of having that feeling again of being annoyed being underwater, I'm in. Sometimes it's those things that take you back to memories that you have of trying to figure out how to fucking get through without getting killed by sea creatures, and then them goddamn goblins that were literally everywhere. And
or pissing off that big ass whale.
Fuck, man. Like, that's the equivalent as when you were in Outlands and you were dealing with the fucking Fell Reavers, where you're just minding your own business and one just runs up on you and sticks their foot up your ass, and you're just like, oh, okay, I'll just lay here and be dead, thanks. Like, I'll just die, cool, have fun, okay, thanks.
Giant robot, and no one ever saw him.
Yeah, like, you kind of felt it, right? Because it would shake the ground.
Oh my.
But that wasn't uncommon in those zones anyway. Like, a giant Fell Reaver in Hellfire Peninsula wasn't a shock. Wasn't something, like, nobody was shocked to see it. So.
You know what was shocking to see? Those goddamn paladins, those goddamn ret paladins in BC. They just come down and one-shot you. I miss BC sometimes.
I want to get Whispers of Azshara. Does that make anyone else feel weird, or just me? Just me? So what are we going to do? Azshara isn't necessarily like... it's not endgame.
I don't think it will be. No.
Yeah, I typically play with audio on. There were times when... Like, recently, because I use my Water Strider a lot, I have the sound portion off. I have everything else on. I like the music, that's why. Particularly Storm Peaks, Grizzly Hills.
Grizzly Hills probably had some of the most relaxing music.
Storm Peaks as well, and that's mostly because I spent a lot of time farming the Drake. And I would spend so much time in there that guildies would, like, come by and bring me food and drink, because I would just be hanging out there, and randomly a guildie would come and pop me a mailbox. I would hang out in Boar's Breath. It was actually, like, my hangout spot, and try to figure out the fucking pattern. There's no goddamn pattern. But the music in general in Northrend was some of the best in-game ever. Like, of all the expansions.
Actually, probably one of my favorite opening themes, actually login music, was Wrath of the Lich King.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
Starts off with that little blow of, like, snow and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
You hear the chimes in the wind.
I agree with that. That was pretty great. There wasn't a whole lot of Miss Pandaria music I liked or disliked. I was just kind of indifferent. I do like the Monk Order Hall. I find it funny that when you go into the tavern, it's like Panda tavern music. It's not normal tavern music, but it's got like a Panda vibe to it, which I really appreciate. I don't know. I thought when I got the Monk Order Hall, I thought that was hilarious. I would just hang out in that damn tavern at the bottom of the stairs. But Northrend was some of the best music in game, although I'm pretty partial to BFA music. I liked some of the Legion stuff because some of it, like, really got you amped because a lot of it had, like, a lot of steady suspense in the beat.
Variance theme.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was great.
I agree with you there. I do love the music, though. Sometimes the music is just... I'd rather the music than anything else, in truth.
You know, I used to, like, troll YouTube high as all hell. No surprise, right? And some of my favorite pastimes are, like, watching video games live. The orchestra that plays random, well, not so random video game music. They'll play something from Final Fantasy and various games. And they played the Northern login theme for World of Warcraft. And I thought that was great. I was like, this is like the greatest thing ever. And I remember driving to work some days when I used to drive from Fresno, California to San Francisco for work. One way it sucked. I'd be listening to just the soundtracks. They're just that powerful.
I have a 3-hour repeat of Black Temple and 2 other dungeons, longer dungeons.
I really love the choir in the Black Temple when you're like walking through those halls.
That's what I think. That's like a big bulk of it, but it's just basically like 3 hours of just repeat loops, just repeat. Now, one thing that I failed to mention is let's talk about this trinket situation. So they have what's called a pocket size computation device. Now, at first I thought, is this their way of trying to get like a mini dildo in the game? Because that's what I thought was happening. You know, like the Mighty Might. Ladies, you know what I'm talking about. I try to pretend like you don't know nothing about the Mighty Might, but there's the Mighty Might.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, I was looking up I wanted to try to get I should have put a picture, but here I am. Not. But the pocket-sized computation device, it starts at, it's item level 385, but they have what they're calling punch cards, which is sockets, guys. Stop trying to make it different. We recognize things. So when you want to say you're giving us a trinket with sockets, say you're giving us a trinket with sockets. You don't have to put a fancy word in front of it. We are adults and we are okay and we are capable. You can say, here is a socket. Well, there's 3. There's red, blue, and yellow. And you can only, you can place... I don't know if you can have all 3. I haven't looked that far, but there's these punch cards, which the punch cards look like, you know, when you go to Blingtron and you get the decoded messages. That's a thing I finally finished. It took me 3 years to finish, but I finally did it. It looks like that, except it's colored. And it's lots of different things. Blue, yellow, and red, like versatility and haste for the yellow. So the yellow is going to be basically your passive stats, your secondary stats. And then for the blue, these are going to be, which it looks like they're listed as like more situational in use. Resistance of movement forces, allows you to hack creatures and construct a mechagon. Okay. Subroutine recalibration. I appreciate that because that is a Star Trek reference and that is a Data reference, like when he's been on the wire and Geordi has to recalibrate his subroutines. I appreciated that, and that's pretty cool. But like heal for 50 or for 555 every 1 second, and some other stuff. Hijack synaptic circuits. Yeah, I mean, I'm in. Let's do it. Let's hijack all the synaptic circuits because we need them. But we'll see kind of how this goes. You complete a mission, do the things, get the trinket. I think if this trinket adds value, we're good. I think if this trinket ends up being a thing where they're like, oh, by the way, this trinket's going to be useless after...
Well, it's listed as 385, so...
But is it upgradable is the question. Like...
Yeah.
Can we upgrade it? Can we upgrade it as we go? Because, like, I would like to continue, right? To keep it. Because those... I guess we're calling them punch cards, but the sockets, you can essentially grind for them. And you can mix and match.
It would be a time dump, but you can kind of like work it into the punch cards. You know, you start off with a bunch of punch cards that come up to 385, and then maybe upgrade them to 390, 395. I don't know though.
The yellow ones, which are stat based, I think this is like, it's like they don't want to just let us have reforging back, so they keep finding creative and not so creative ways of letting us have different means of adding different stat values that we prefer. Though this one's different in the sense of you have like 2 per card, so you have to, it's mix and match, similar to like if you get a trinket that's got like crit verse or haste verse, whatever. It's kind of like that same thing. So,
neural anatomy. Gain neural silencer.
I'm so amused by these names. Like, even if I don't use this because maybe I find out that it didn't really do anything for me, like, I don't really give a shit. I'm probably still going to do the cha-cha because I like these names. Regenerative capacitors. All they're missing is the flux.
Yeah, I was about to say.
But they're not as thoughtful as I am. Replication protocol. What is that? Materialize a horde of mechanome automations. I don't know. Pummeling all enemies in front of you for over 6 seconds. Like, some of these I feel like, oh, casting 20 spells grants you 108 haste.
It's not bad.
I mean, I probably cast that just with my filler spells trying to generate my shards, honestly. Slipstream generator.
Subroutine overclock. Chance on damage to gain 10% haste. That's a pretty good one.
We love overclocking. That's, as people, we love overclocking. Everything. So, I'm going to have to say I'm kind of interested in that. They're also reworking the Breath of Sindragosa. Did you read that, Envy?
I did not.
Well...
Are they going to make it less shitty?
Well, no. Probably not. I don't know, actually. I don't DK, so... But they're reworking it. You'll have to be able to tell me and everyone else if it's good reworks or bad reworks. I would imagine they're very careful what they do to the DK on purpose, which, I mean, I would. Oh, the Beguiling is a new affix coming in 8.2, which I still haven't gotten a chance to do the Reaping. Is it fun?
What's that?
The Reaping, is it fun? The
That's pretty fun. Every 20%
they spawn, right?
Yeah. Although it's kind of, you have to plan out your route carefully, but it's kind of tricky in like places like Keen's Rest. If you're stupid and you kill the first boss, you run into the room where all the ads.
Are you
come,
saying I'm stupid? Because you're probably not wrong.
No. People in general just don't know how to deal with reaping sometimes. It's hilarious, but it's super fun. Especially if you're like a ret paladin. Those sons of bitches do some damage. Or daughters, I don't know.
Yeah, we don't want to gender assume. I'm trying to find the email I got. But I don't know which email it actually went to. I'm trying to find it here somewhere. All this is old. So I'm trying to find the email, guys, because... Let's see. I don't know why Jimma always... Listen, Jim, if you're watching the show, stay the fuck off the YouTube channel with your nonsense. I don't need you to white knight and defend anybody on the internet that likes Classic. They don't need public defenders. You're not a lawyer, and it's just a bunch of dribble. Literally, it's a bunch of dribble. I don't know why you always feel like you have to get on there and defend all of the fucking famous streamers. I don't give a shit. Listen to me clearly if you're watching. I don't give a shit. I don't even know why I read. I knew better than to do it, and I did it anyway. Ugh. Anyway, so. Rem, people are asking about you. You should probably answer their questions. Anyway, let me find this email because that's what I was doing. I was going to read this email. I might actually have to get it on my phone. Hold on. Because I can't find it.
This change looks pretty interesting, but I'd have to see it in action.
Do you think they're on the right track with... Because they only pick... There's like 7 or 8 classes that they're picking things from.
Back in Legion, it was super easy to maintain Breath of Cindergosa. Not so much this expansion pack. And yes, I'm one of the sad bastards that plays Frost as an off-spec. It can do some heavy-hitting damage when I maintain it, but I won't ever compete with the Brett Paladin in AoE situations, or a Locke, or even a Frost Mage.
I mean, you're pretty beefy. I wouldn't say that you're without.
I can hold my own, but I could certainly do better now. Back in Legion, that was great. I remember a certain mage in the guild who would always be number 1, and here I come on.
Which mage? We've had a few. You're probably talking about
Astos.
Astos, yeah. He was...
We were going back and forth for the number 1 spot, and that's when Frost was at its strongest.
I can't find that damn email anywhere. This is kind of annoying.
It's just really fun to play Frost. It's kind of like playing Whack-A-Mole. All you have to do is hit the shiny button that's already yelling at you. Literal. Oh, sweet root!
You know who used to be the like, what used to be the funnest of all of that is, like, this would probably have been, I don't want to say Mists of Pandaria, maybe it was a little bit of Warlords of Draenor, but the whatchamacallit, Unholy was quite fun. They reworked it, so I'm told it's, like, fun again.
Unholy is totally fun in AoE situations, especially, you know, with all your little explosions through your diseases, but unfortunately I haven't been focused on that side, so I tried it recently and did terribly. It's super fun, though. Ribs as a DK, he does some pretty beefy damage on it.
Which, he's got a different rib type for each rib, doesn't he?
I don't know. His DK's named Hoopty, or whatever.
Oh, then I guess maybe not. I was probably just thinking of his monk. I'm trying to get this to load. I thought I put the email in a different folder because I try to move the emails into folders so that I don't lose them, but I don't know where it's at. And
did you check your porn folder?
who even downloads porn anyway?
I mean, it's there. It's easy. It's safer than putting it in a freaking bookmark.
The last one I have, I can't find any of the ones. Ugh, this is really annoying. I know I didn't delete it. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Maybe. I might have found it. We might be okay.
Probably not, but go on.
Well, I mean, are we ever going to be okay?
No.
Yeah. Let's see. Wow, that's not the same. Oh my god. Why are all of a sudden... Oh. Let's see. These are, none of these are, it's just porn. This is just porn, guys. My spam catcher's broken. I don't know what's happening. Alright, I'm gonna have to pull it up on my phone then. Sorry, guys. I should have had this ready. I thought I put it into the proper folder, but it seems I was a lie. I lied to myself. Hold on, I'll find it. Because I wanted to name... who the actors were because I thought it was very nice. Let's see. Nope. 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 Oh my goodness. This is ridiculous that I can't even find a damn email. What's the date on last week? Because that's when it was sent.
Last week's show?
Yeah.
The 23rd.
Oy vey. I don't know where the freaking A it is. Wait a second. No? I don't know, guys. I might have to read it next time because I don't want to sit here this whole time trying to find it. I have no earthly idea why I can't find it. I'm pretty sure. Oh, wait. I found it. Just kidding. We're okay. We're okay, guys. Okay. Here's the list. Okay? This is from Dirty with an H. Dirty. Dirty, okay? With an H, just so we're clear. So for me, Charlize Theron, which is great because she's badass and even aging, she's hot. For Envy, Jack Black or Zach Galifianakis, which is,
you know what?
Pretty accurate.
I'll go for Jack Black. You know what? I don't mind. Yeah. I'll go for Jack Black. You know why? Because that's fucking teamwork.
Flynn Farstrider, Sam Rockwell, and I agree with you there. I would also have picked Sam Rockwell.
Who? For who?
For Flynn Farstrider. Flynn Farstrider. The drunk. Hello?
Yeah. I could totally go for that.
Yeah, I could totally see that. Sylvanas Kate Beckinsale. I agree. I think if anybody could pull... Well, Maddie, that comment was actually from an ex-cast member. He gets really upset when I have opinions. And he always comes to everybody's aid. Wasn't a terrible comment. It was just he always feels the need to defend. And I don't care. Like, it's... I'm not the only one with opinions. I just need him to bother somebody else. He doesn't even play WoW. I just need you to not. It only bothers me sometimes, and it's just because it's like, God forbid I say anything. If I say anything, here we go with, we throw our fucking Save-A-Ho cape on, and we're going to save the internet, because God forbid. Like, I just got done saying it doesn't bother me that people are excited about it. I just don't care myself. But, yeah, so Kate Beckinsale, Sylvanas. What do you think?
Yeah, sure. Or even Victoria Beckham. Because...
No, you did not just say Victoria Beckham. Get the fuck out of here.
Henry Rollins for Khadgar.
Ooh. Really? Henry Rollins?
Why not? He's like a no fucks given type of guy. But he can be like, or he's always serious, but he can be funny when he wants to.
I think Edward Norton for Matthias Shaw. Maybe?
Yeah. Or even, God. Nah, I could see him.
Who would play Maev?
I think Keanu Reeves would be a better Matthias.
You think?
Yeah.
I could actually see Keanu Reeves as Medivh.
Totally, actually. The long hair, just...
Like, he would have to lighten it, I think, right? Because isn't historically, like, Medivh's hair lighter? But I can totally picture him as, like, Medivh.
Yeah, he opens the dark portal. Whoa.
And, like, he's the one, right? Like, he's the one.
He is Jesus reincarnated.
My husband has an obsession for Keanu Reeves because he watches all these things and reads all these things about, like, all these cool things that Keanu Reeves does for other people, right? Like, and they're random things that he doesn't ever comment on because he doesn't want people to make a big deal about it. So I'm sitting on the back porch with my husband one time, and I'm like, you realize that you're praising and honoring a human for acting like a human. And he's like, well, but it isn't expected for him to act that way. But that's the problem with the world. I can see DiCaprio as Anduin, though I don't know if DiCaprio can be less DiCaprio. Like, I don't think he could play the innocence well, and part of Anduin's swagger is his innocence, that glass is half full type of thing, and I don't know if DiCaprio can pull it off.
I think
Brad Pitt 20 years ago, they're going to have to CGI his face because he's old as fuck and he's had too much plastic surgery.
I think DiCaprio could probably be a better Arthas.
I would agree with that. I would agree with that, actually. Or, who's that guy that plays all the big dudes? Jason Momoa? What's his name?
Jason Momoa.
Is that his name?
Yes.
I got it right.
For once.
He could be
Holy
Illidan.
Or The Rock could. He's just as beefy. Or that one guy, David Harbour from Stranger Things.
Harrison Ford is Khadgar.
That would be such a dry Khadgar.
Oh, well, yeah, Harrison Ford doesn't have a whole lot of humor. There isn't a whole lot. There isn't a whole lot of humor there. Listen, Jim, if you're still watching, I'm sorry I yelled at you earlier, but shit's getting on my nerves. I feel bad. I had some remorse in my head right now. I'm like, oh, I should probably say sorry, because he's probably like, fuck her. He was friends with me for a long time. He knows.
To be fair, I say fuck her to every time you're in raid.
So I could see Harrison Ford. I would like to give Colin Hanks a role. Who would he be perfect for? Because I love Colin Hanks.
And no.
Actually, you're probably not wrong. I don't know if he could pull off the hair.
No, he wouldn't. Colin Hanks, Tom Hanks' son.
That's Tom Hanks' boy. He's actually quite talented. Looks just like his dad, actually. But I would like to give him a role somewhere.
Where, though? That's a tough one.
I would like to see... There's so many people. You know what I want to do? I want to make a spreadsheet. Let's spreadsheet things. Let's make a spreadsheet on what we can pick. I'm going to start a spreadsheet. Who's in? Because we'll have to have options. Maybe we'll do a poll. Maybe we need to give Blizzard some ideas. We don't have to CGI everything. Not everything has to be CGI'd. We could do a show, a World of Warcraft show. It would be like a soap opera. As the World of Warcraft turns. Or as Warcraft turns.
Yeah, heaven forbid somebody hits the SAP button on that. Oye, Jaina, ¿por qué? Mi corazón!
I got stuck watching novellas the other day on Hulu, and I don't even know why. I was dying. I don't even know why, but I was dying. I'm going to put together a list of all the ideas that we have so far, because I feel like we need to help Blizzard out and we need to give them some ideas. So, we have... I think I pretty much covered, like, everything that I really wanted to cover. I love how Rem watches the show. When Rem could have been on the show.
He could have. He could have brought more...
I fucking hate everyone today.
Authenticity.
See,
to the
Jim,
show.
it's not just you. It's everybody. Fuck. Guys, it's been a day. I got DitchCon stuff. I got gaming stuff. I got things to do. We have had a great show. Envy and I held down this fort. We don't even need anybody. We are our own entertainment.
Strong, independent women.
We are our own independent. I have in-game stuff to do anyway, too. So, guys, 8.2. I'm actually going to check out... I'm going to go into PTR this week, and I'm going to see what it looks like. Like, Najitar has, or I don't even know if I'm saying it right, but they have, like, PvP zones, and that's got, like, objectives and shit. Like, I'm going to go in there and check it out, and I'm going to see whatever. Because, like, the majority of it isn't going to be, like, under the sea type of shit. It's actually above land. Spoiler alert. I don't know if anybody knows that. But it isn't underwater. But I'm ready. There'll be some stuff underwater, I think. But I don't believe the whole... Unless I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure when I did the zone preview, there was a lot of above ground stuff that looked very similar to Surmar. But I'm ready.
I'd actually like to see the art. Yeah, I haven't gone in the PTR yet. I spoke with somebody previously my thoughts on PTR, and honestly, I like to keep everything a surprise. I like to try to raid fresh without having to watch any videos. Unfortunately, it never works that way because 2 pulls in. Hold up, guys. I'll be right back. All right, we're going to do this shit. Let's go. And that still doesn't work. But I would really like to see the art around it because it's been underwater. It's not going to be smooth. We're thinking like jagged edges, a lot of geometry going on, I would hope.
Guys, we have to save Bane. He's in chains.
Do we, though?
I mean...
I could go for a burger.
We have to. Like, we have to. I can't wait to not do the 2 island expeditions that are new. But I'm really excited. I was looking at... I'm going to go actually... I'm going to update. Because... He ain't dropping a turd on my carpet. It's not even a turd. It's runny poo. You feel what I'm saying? It's runny. Poo-poo. Poo-poo. You feel my vibe? Poo-poo. Big old turd. It's like probably a lot of turds, in truth. Anyway.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to check out PTR. I go in to just do the things. I like to look at the visual stuff. I try to avoid spoilers, but I kind of want to go through... I want to tell people, honestly, if 8.2 is worth it. There's a lot of people who aren't subbed right now. I don't know that anybody would listen to me because, according to Jim, all I do is harp on anybody having a good time in Classic. I literally don't even say anything on Twitter. I say nothing. And I didn't say Classic was bad. I just said, I am good.
Y'all should really take the time and read some of that Forbes article. There's some interesting stuff in there. Really excited for the new Mythic affix. I'm all about Mythics. The new one's going to be Begoling. We mentioned that earlier. No, we didn't, actually.
I did, but I didn't say what it was. I got sidetracked.
Yeah, you're going to have 3 different types of handmaidens, Shadow, Frost, and Arcane. And they're just going to be in your in packs, right? It's really going to like change the way you approach a dungeon like any other one would. Maybe you take a certain route because it's easier. Well, with this new affix, you might have to change that strategy up. I love chaos, but controlled chaos. And I like meeting my timer.
Well, yeah, because if you don't meet your timer, it's like a waste. That's probably what she said. Underwater grottos. So there's underwater spaces, but there isn't like a full zone, which I knew that already, actually. I guess it's in terms of gearing for alts and helping fill gaps for that Bennett gear, Benthic. But like, can you imagine where you're just like, yo, you Benthic? Yeah, I've been thick, boo. I feel like nobody else would say that, but it's whatever. Oh, I guess they're comparing it to Style of Timeless Isle.
Good day, sir. What? Benthic?
Yeah, yeah, the
I'm Ben Thick. I'm
Ben-
still thick.
I can't believe a closet eater. Yeah, but I guess it's like, I don't know. But I'm excited for the PvP stuff, honestly. That stuff looks fun.
We're like polar opposites when it comes to like what our interests are.
I know. I like PvE stuff. I just... Words are hard. Like, literally words are hard. I didn't see... If anything that I didn't know, though. Did I miss...
They kind of worked out how you get the new Heart of Azshara too. Like, you get it pretty much right away. You do some questing.
Oh, yeah.
After you complete the quest, you get the heart, and then you level it up per normal on each level. Not each level, but levels will unlock certain sockets.
They have a guide on... They have a pretty decent guide on Wowhead. I was actually checking that out because I was a little confused. Because there's like a... You infuse and then you take... It's essences. It's the essence system.
Yeah.
For the Heart of Azeroth.
What I liked about the Forbes article is, and you know this very well as a director, when you read Wowhead stuff, it's a lot of technical jargon for the most part, and I can understand it.
Then you read it. Jumbo.
You read it from an interview that Hazakastas has. That's VP executive level talk.
Without the shaking head.
You just basically tells you everything in layman's terms, which is
I better be
a
careful.
time saver.
Jim gonna be mad I'm talking about Ian Hezekiah and his shaky head. I'm gonna save him all day. So there is essences, and I do see legendary colors in terms of the essences for the Heart of Azeroth, which the essence UI is a little confusing, but I think we're gonna be okay. But there's essence ranks. Rank 1 is utility. Rank 2 and 3 provide enhancements to your major and minor powers. Rank 4 is a cosmetic change such as flashy, which I like cosmetic changes. I fancy them. I think they're fantastic. Oh yeah, he was... I just reread the comment. He was really mad I was making fun of the people who didn't remember the classic bugs. I wasn't the only one, though. To be fair.
Classic will be entertaining if you haven't played it. Give it a try. If you haven't played it, give it a try if you're bored. We know how Belle feels.
It'll be one of those drunken night things, right?
Definitely.
Where we just get shit-faced and go in there and...
We get shit-faced, we go run up to Hogger, get our shit pushed in.
Maybe not that, but a version. Pretty sure I just put non-carbonated soda in my soda.
Well, you know you should pour that soda out, have your husband pour you a nice shot of that grain alcohol and some orange juice.
I know, I'm gonna go make me a little mango deal. I sure am. I was like, why did he leave his alcohol here? Why am I questioning it? Because I'm gonna drink it.
You know what was hilarious is I was buying all that alcohol. By the way, people who live near a Bevmo, I envy you so much. Huh.
Oh, I see what you did there.
I know. That no pun intended here. Bevmo is like the greatest place ever. They had everything I needed for that drink that I made you. It was glorious. But while we were there, your hubby was wondering why I was picking up all this alcohol and all. I told him, I was like, I'm going to leave it at your place. Stop asking questions. Deal.
Well, and honestly, most of it will be here when you come back. Like, I'm situational. It's just really hard with the kids being their age for us to drink together. We usually have to switch a night. Like, what we should have done is me drink a night, him drink a night. But because he seemed to be having such a good time, I don't want to take that from him. So I get BlizzCon, and I'm pretty drunk at BlizzCon.
So he's going to BlizzCon, right?
He won't. I really wanted to, but he won't. I can't get him to do it. I even
Tell him
was
that
like,
I'm going.
I was even like, I'm going to put my foot down. He won't do it.
You know what? You know what? I will give you the 5 bill gold if you make your husband go. I will take him to Santa Monica.
I went outside and I sat down in the chair and I stared him in the face and I was like, I'm not taking no for an answer. Plan on going. And he was like, why? He just isn't, I don't know.
He might actually like the Overwatch stuff.
The thing is it isn't even that. He's got deep-rooted daddy issues, so he is trying to be the opposite. But him going and having a good time with his wife for a week while the children are with my brother is not a terrible life. Many parents have breaks from their kids together. He just won't do it. And I get it. I respect it. Well, I should say he has lack of daddy issues. Like, he has a lack of dad issues. He's going to be fine. I might bring my daughter, though, because my daughter's going to be in college, and that was why I said save one of the tickets, because I'm bringing one or the other. If I can't get him to go, I'm probably going to bring the daughter. She's going to be 18, and I can contribute to the delinquency of a minor in a safe space where I have my anti-roofie devices and such. I don't know if that's a good idea, though. My daughter's very beautiful. I feel like I might be asking for... Well, one of us will have bail money, so we should be fine.
I mean, my wife's from LA. She probably has connections. She knows great bail's bondsman, at least.
I'm really excited about that, actually. So I'm gonna do my best. I was told everybody that I would have the DitchCon teaser posted tonight.
Oh, God. I forgot. Why am I even offering to take people to Santa Monica? I'm not going to BlizzCon.
Oh, yeah, you're going. There's no...
I can't.
Yeah, there's no question. There's no if, and, or any buts.
Like, Alex didn't get a ticket, so I can't go. If he's not going,
Alex got like 50. I stupidly fell for his ploy in chat, where he was like, he didn't get a ticket. And then I messaged him, and he was like, I got a lot of tickets. I'm like, well, fuck. Thanks for making me feel like an idiot. Appreciate it.
I mean, it's not really hard to do.
You're right. So, I'm going to work really hard to get that done. It's not done yet. I work, guys. I have a job. My pool's coming tomorrow.
She's got a job. YOB.
My pool's coming tomorrow.
Fine. I thought it was supposed to be there by Monday. Or Tuesday, rather.
I don't know. I had to pay for liftgate service. Actually, I got that free. But apparently, freight will deliver to your house, but they won't take it off the truck for you unless you pay for liftgate service. So I'm like, so you just show up at the door and you just stare at me with my package? I have to get it myself? Can you believe that? It's going to be pretty massive, so like...
That's what she said. Wait, what?
Is that really what she said, or is that what he said?
If she said it, that scares me. Is this like a magic trick?
Well, if he said it, it's probably not true.
Oh, yeah. Man's...
Damn it! Guys, this is the point in the show where Gabe's delirious and I'm delirious, and it's just time for us to exit gracefully while you guys still respect us in the morning, right? Like, I want you to respect us. This was probably not the best of shows we've ever had, but to be fair, I know Envy had a really long day at work, and I was fighting with a lot of things and a lot of stuff at work, so I'm exhausted. But guys, I'm gonna do PTR stuff this week, so that way next week I can talk about, like, I can give you reality, right? Like, I'm not gonna blow smoke up your ass and tell you stuff is great if it isn't. But I'm gonna go through and check stuff out, and I'm gonna tell you if it's worthwhile for you to resub. Aja, if you're still watching this, maybe you should learn how to be a gamer again, because it's embarrassing. You are a shadow of the former healer glory you used to be. I expect better.
We need another shaman healer.
Oh, she is still watching. I didn't think she actually was. Well, there's no, like, graceful way to exit here. So, and Rickard, too. He should really be embarrassed because y'all just need a life. You should get one. Or 20. I had many. So, I will give you guys good word on 8.2 things. But pick up a sub, guys. Just do it. It's freaking $15 a month. It ain't breaking the fucking bank. Like, you probably spent more on hookers than you do on your fucking WoW sub. Not you, Aja.
Approximately what?
That was more to Rem.
7 hookers. It's $100. Yeah.
Well, depending
7
on...
subs. 7 months worth of WoW is about 1 hooker. But you're lowering your standards.
Well, see, you guys got it. Get in there and make you some in-game gold and get you a sub. I hate to see people just be a shadow of their former selves. It's sad and it's... Let's get the band back together, guys. I don't play an instrument, though. You play an instrument, Envy?
Piano, don't ask.
What the fuck? Wait.
I took piano lessons. As a child, not against my will.
I need to understand. Explain it.
I am still into classical music.
Okay, I mean, I'm totally in. Like, I love classical music. I don't think I have the mentality for piano.
Moonlight Sonata.
I can play Chariots of Fire.
I always think of Bugs Bunny coming down on that fat-ass white horse.
Yep. So, you can play not just piano, but classical music.
No, Moonlight Sonata is easy to play on piano.
And you took lessons. Is that...
Mm-hmm. And this is going to crack you up. You know what prompted my love for classical music? As a Resident Evil fan, there's a section in Resident Evil 1 where you have to get some, like, torn music pages. You combine said pages. You got Moonlight Sonata. As Jill Valentine, you sit down and she starts playing it, and it's that, and I'm like, that sounds amazing. Well, at the time, because, you know, PlayStation 1 sound chips were
and
garbage.
It's Jill Valentine, like, stars represent.
Or it was Rebecca, if you're playing, what's his name? Chris. It's the stupid stuff that
you mean his sister, Claire?
No, in the first game, if you play as
Chris,
Rebecca
was his,
little sidekick.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a long time ago.
It was.
I could see
those
that.
Those graphics were lifelike.
Well, those graphics, honestly, were a little bit ahead of their time.
A little.
At the time, right? The only Resident Evil that I didn't like was the odd one with Michael What's-His-Name. It was like Resident Evil 4, and it wasn't canon with anything in the stories. It was like he lost his memory. He used to be like one of the Blizzard execs, or Blizzard, Umbrella. I said Blizzard. That was a Freudian slip. One of the Umbrella execs, he lost his memory because he fell out of a helicopter, and like you played as him unraveling his memory where he's realizing that he was basically like an asshole. It was one of the worst Resident Evils ever.
Wasn't it that stupid shooter?
Yeah, it was an awful shooter. It was awful. It was
an on-rail shooter. I remember it.
It was 4. Resident Evil 4. Are you sure it wasn't 4?
No, 4 was a goddamn classic. That's what Leon Kennedy goes to Spain. Las Plagas plague.
Oh, with the chick. The
president's daughter.
Yeah, me and the ginger.
You got that one dude. He's just like here to save the ballistic missiles. Fucking pervert.
Yeah, the ginger and I got stuck on the roof part a few times, and there was a lot of yelling and screaming. I was pregnant with Xavier during 4, I believe, because we had our anniversary was playing video games. Or maybe it was Valentine's Day, I don't know. Playing video games and eating pizza and being fat because I was pregnant. Good times, though, guys. Good times. All right. Yeah. So, I just realized I don't think I can post the teaser yet. I haven't gotten the approval email from What's-Her-Face from Blizzard. I'm going to have to work on that. Anyway, guys, we are going to get the hell out of here. Next week, I'm going to have more than just me and Envy here. I might have to pay people, but that's okay.
If anything, we could have this guy on.
I think we should put the pug in a spot. Look at him. He's so handsome.
Madeline, this could be yours. All 20 pounds.
Where's your
of
new
fury.
pug? Do your pugs like your new pug, or is there like a pug war
Actually, we
where they're like, fuck yo pug?
now we gave that one away. Well, Lena, my wife, rather. Lena, I guess.
Oh, you guys weren't keeping it?
No, we brought it in for a coworker of hers.
Oh.
If it doesn't work out, then we'll take her in. What up,
Okay.
Dirk? What's up, Dirk?
He's Derpy McDerp. All right, guys. We're going to get the hell out of here. I'm just going to cough myself to death. I'm going to let the credits roll. Yeah, he isn't growling at you. Why?
Because I haven't pissed him off yet.
Have you roofied him?
I think he's built a tolerance.
Anybody that's listening to this on audio has got to go to the YouTube and watch it because this is classic. He has had enough of your shit.
He's probably gonna give me one too.
Oh, he's gonna go shit on the floor right now.
And now Brandy's gonna piss him off.
I'm gonna go heat up my food and I'm gonna get on out of here. And I promise I'm actually gonna upload the show in a timely manner instead of a week later.
She probably won't. She wasn't even drinking. Well, she told you she wasn't drinking.
I drank the first day.
She worked. Yeah. We went to Texas Roadhouse. And you had actually, you know what? I'll give you that. You had 2 margaritas.
Well, the second one was laced
Was it?
with like a lot. And I think it's because like the waitress thought we were cool. So I think she had the bartender hook it up. But I started drinking before I ate. Sucks being a responsible adult. But I am not responsible the week of BlizzCon because I don't have to be. I have everyone else around me who is semi-responsible.
Clearly, you're not. You lost a $100 bottle of Patron that I brought.
I didn't lose it. We drank it.
I had 1 shot of that damn. I'm over it.
To be fair, you weren't sitting at the back table with us.
I wasn't invited.
You were there when we set up the table.
And then we left to get ready and whatnot.
Throughout the whole evening, you were gone?
Well, I was there for the initial setup, and then we left.
Listen,
We
you guys are
changed,
squirrel.
I'm squirrel.
Well, you guys have your own little, like...
Hey, we're gonna smoke meats all weekend for Memorial Day weekend. Hey, what are we smoking? Should have thought of that.
To be fair, I told you guys, I struggle trying to make decisions during the weekend. I need somebody else to make the decisions for me because all week long, it's a series of decisions. Decisions. When it comes to food, just don't wanna.
Introduced your husband to Five Guys, the restaurant that is.
Well, we don't know.
He loved it. If he's listening, there's a Five Guys here in Denver.
He stopped listening after 30 minutes.
Tell him there's one here in Denver. He can move in. We got a spare bedroom for him.
He listens long enough to where I see him talk and chat, and then he puts the phone down and gives me excuses. But that's okay, guys, because effort is effort. It doesn't matter.
Fine. I guess, Ram, you can have the spare bedroom.
He might need it. He might be making the great escape. Anyway, with that being said, we are getting the hell out of here. I'm going to roll the outro. I still haven't updated the outro.
Or the intro.
I've done any of it. I need to just hire someone to do it for me.
You'll probably squirrel at that.
I just need to pay somebody. Like, if I could just throw the money and they could just do the things on the internet.
Money can be exchanged for goods and services, yes.
I got the background for the the Kickstarter stuff, the background for the canvases for the art. It's pretty nice. I'm pretty excited. I should probably reveal that at some point because we got to get the party paid for. It's okay. We're going to throw a party and we're not even going to worry about paying for it.
I'm just going to be the asshole that reminds you. God, struggling here. The clock is ticking.
I know. I just need the Kickstarter to be launched by the 1st.
Like 2 days.
I know. We're going to be fine. Guys, we're going to make it. Thanks for watching, guys.
Yep, thanks for watching, Azshara. We expect you in the guild. Stat, 395 item level minimum. Your Restro Shaman would be awesome. Yeah.
I don't think Aja knows how to heal anymore.
Well, she'll learn.
I don't know. I don't think she can catch up. She might not be able to. She might just be a lost cause.
We'll drag her through mythic keys and whatnot.
I don't think she has what it takes to out heal like she used to. That's what happens when we get older. We get soft.
I ain't no punk ass bitch.
I was trying to appeal to her competitive nature. I don't know if that actually worked.
Well, if she wants to be competitive, she can join Team Gumnut for MDI. I'm tanking. She can heal. Alex can DPS.
She could go raid with Travis and Candace. Shit, did I say that on the internet? I'm gonna have to cut that out. Damn it. Guys, since when do I give a shit what I say on the internet?
You don't give a shit in person.
I know.
By the way, she is just as big a bitch as she is. Like,
he's right, I am. I don't ever deny that, though.
She gave me the look several times, unfortunately for her.
Oh, no, I didn't give you the look. I was giving my husband the look.
You gave him the look because of something I said. It was glorious.
What did you say? I don't even remember.
Neither do I. I just kept pissing you off so you could take it out on him.
That's okay. That's what my brother does. Do you think we should stop the show now?
I don't need a pee yet. So.
Everybody's already seen me at my worst, so the people that are still here and watching and listening after all these years, clearly it must be love.
Or pity.
Well...
Or self-loathing.
You think it's self-loathing? You might be right. It might
could
be
anything.
It might be a certain degree of self-loathing. I like self-loathing. I'm hungry. I really gotta stop the show.
Me too. I'm leaving. Gotta pick up the wife.
We're leaving.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.